All right, let's jump right into this explainer. Today we're unpacking some seriously profound, deeply personal claims found right in the text of John 14, verses 1 through 12. Whether you've known these verses your whole life or you're encountering them for the very first time, we're going to get a close-up look at the exact words on the page to really grasp the incredible narrative unfolding here. You see, this isn't just some dusty, abstract philosophical discourse. It's an intensely intimate conversation, and it is absolutely packed with massive theological claims that have literally echoed through the centuries.
So it starts with a universal human question, doesn't it? Where exactly do we turn when our hearts are troubled? And the text tackles that head-on. Now, to really get this, we have to look at the historical context of the conversation. Jesus is speaking directly to his disciples during a time of immense, just palpable uncertainty. He's basically just told them he's leaving, and you can totally imagine the sheer panic and fear setting in. Their entire world is about to be completely turned upside down. This text captures the exact moment Jesus addresses their impending crisis.
So here is our roadmap for today. We've got comfort for troubled hearts, the core identity claim, understanding Father and Son, the promise of works, and we'll wrap up with applying the teachings today.
Let's kick things off with Section 1, Comfort for Troubled Hearts. Okay, as the disciples face the intense anxiety of a completely unknown future, the text opens with this incredibly powerful quote, "Let not your hearts be troubled. Believe in God, believe also in me." It completely sets the tone for the whole passage. Jesus is looking right at their human anxiety. He doesn't dismiss their fear or tell them to just get over it. Instead, he offers a specific antidote. It's a call to anchor themselves in belief. He's making a direct, inseparable link between trusting in God and trusting in him, offering this solid foundation of stability when everything else around these guys feels like it's totally crumbling. It's such a profound approach to finding real comfort during personal trials.
And he brilliantly illustrates that comfort through a really simple, grounded analogy. Look at the language here. In my Father's house are many rooms. I go to prepare a place for you. So instead of offering, abstract philosophical comfort, Jesus gives them a highly visual, totally relatable image. He's having them visualize a house with many rooms to promise a tangible, prepared place of belonging. He's assuring them that his departure isn't an abandonment at all. Actually, it's a necessary step to literally go and prepare a space for them so that they can eventually be together again.
Moving right along to Section 2, the core identity claim.
So the narrative shifts a bit because human confusion kind of interrupts the comfort. Despite that beautiful analogy of the house, the disciples are still really struggling to grasp the reality of the situation. Thomas speaks up and he's like, "Lord, we do not know where you are going. How can we know the way?" And honestly, Thomas voices a very relatable feeling of being completely lost. He's the perfect proxy for our own questions when we're trying to navigate tough times. He wants a map, right? He wants a step-by-step itinerary and physical directions.
But in response, Jesus clearly outlines his core identity claim. He doesn't hand Thomas a map, he gives him himself. He says, "I am the way and the truth and the life." And then he follows that up with a starkly exclusive claim, "No one comes to the Father except through me." Boom. He's stating that he isn't just pointing to the truth or showing a nice way to live. He is claiming to literally embody the path, the reality, and the vitality of existence itself. He is serving as the absolute exclusive bridge to the Father.
Which brings us to Section 3, Understanding Father and Son.
Now the text addresses that deeply ingrained human desire for concrete visual proof through another disciple's earnest and honestly somewhat desperate question. Philip chimes in and says, "Lord, show us the Father and it is enough for us." Philip just wants to see the destination. If he can just see God the Father, all his anxieties will vanish. But Jesus' response challenges that entire premise. "Whoever has seen me has seen the Father." This just highlights the text's bold assertion that the Son is the direct, visible, and perfect reflection of the unseen Father. Basically, to see Jesus in action is to see the Father in action.
To break down this incredible unity, the source text uses a really simple framework of shared action. When it comes to the words, Jesus speaks them, sure, but the text says the Father dwells in the Son. And when it comes to the works, well, Jesus operates not on his own authority, rather, the Father actually does his works through the Son. It's this perfect synthesis. The text uses the simple analogy of shared action to explain the deeply complex connection between Father and Son. They are just completely intertwined in both purpose and execution.
And Jesus presses this point even further. He says, "Believe me that I am in the Father and the Father is in me, or else believe on account of the works themselves." The text is arguing that this connection is so complete, so completely seamless, that if his words and teachings just aren't quite enough for the disciples to wrap their heads around, they should look at the objective evidence, the physical miracles, the healings, the works themselves. They stand as undeniable empirical evidence backing up this totally extraordinary claim of unity.
All right, section 4, the promise of works. Having established this complete unity between himself and the Father, the text makes a frankly staggering promise to the listener. Whoever believes in me will also do the works that I do, and greater works than these will he do, because I am going to the Father. Wait, greater works? Yes. So the crucial point here is that this belief isn't meant to just be passive. Belief directly unlocks the potential for the follower to not just mirror the actions they've seen, but to accomplish even greater works. And why? Because Jesus is going to the Father. His departure, which initially caused the disciples so much anxiety and dread, is actually the very catalyst that empowers them to continue and vastly expand upon his mission on earth. It's a game changer.
Finally, Section 5, applying the teachings today.
So how do we actually apply these ancient, profound theological claims to our own modern lives? Well, we can synthesize the core messages of this text into 3 actionable ways to practice these teachings in daily prayer. First, when you're overwhelmed, pray for comfort by visualizing that promise of the prepared place, remembering you have a guaranteed destination. Second, pray with the firm belief in the absolute unity of the Father and Son, trusting that knowing one is knowing the other. And third, don't just pray for passive peace, pray for the active ability to carry out those greater works promised in the text. See what we did there? We move seamlessly from seeking personal comfort right into engaging in outward, impactful action.
I want to leave you with this really provocative question, straight from the implications of John chapter 14. If you, through belief, are promised the ability to do greater works, what work are you going to begin today? Seriously, think about it. This text isn't just about comforting troubled hearts 2 millennia ago. It is a profound call to action right here, right now. It challenges us to translate our understanding of this text into daily, transformative action in our own spheres of influence. Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive, and I challenge you to keep unpacking these words long after this explainer's over.